Have you ever met someone who says, "I'm fine," even when they're clearly breaking inside? Someone who laughs during pain, pushes people away, overthinks everything, and feels tired even after doing nothing? What if I told you these behaviors are not personality traits? They're survival mechanisms. And the scary part is, millions of people watching this are silently living like this every single day. Some people don't become cold naturally. Life trains them to be that way. After enough disappointment, betrayal, stress, pressure, or emotional pain, the human brain changes. Not dramatically overnight, but slowly, quietly, until one day, they no longer recognize who they used to be. In this video, we'll explore the psychology of people who've gone through too much and why they act the way they do. You may suddenly understand someone else better, or maybe you'll finally understand yourself. Part 1. They struggle to relax. People who've suffered too much often feel guilty when they rest. Even during peaceful moments, their brain stays alert. Why? Because their nervous system learns something dangerous. Calm moments never last. So instead of enjoying peace, their mind searches for the next problem. This is why many emotionally exhausted people overthink at night, can't fully trust happiness, feel anxious when life becomes too quiet. Their body survived chaos for so long that peace now feels unfamiliar. And the brain always fears what feels unfamiliar. Part 2. They say, "I'm fine," automatically. One of the saddest psychological effects of emotional pain is emotional hiding. People who've been through too much stop expressing how they feel, not because they don't want help, but because they learned something painful. People usually don't understand. Maybe they opened up once and got ignored. Maybe they were told, "You're overreacting. Be stronger. Others have it worse." So eventually, they stop talking. Now they smile while struggling internally. And most people never notice. Part 3. They push people away. Have you noticed how deeply hurt people sometimes become distant? They reply late, disappear randomly, avoid emotional conversations, cancel plans, act cold. But psychologically, this is often self-protection. Because when someone experiences too much emotional pain, their brain starts connecting attachment with danger. So even when they genuinely care about someone, they subconsciously prepare for abandonment. This creates a painful cycle. They want love, but fear getting hurt. So they distance themselves, then feel lonely afterward. And over time, they become emotionally exhausted from fighting themselves. Part 4. They overthink everything. People who've experienced repeated emotional pain often become hyper-aware. Their brain constantly scans for danger. A small change in tone, a dry text, a delayed reply, can trigger intense overthinking because their mind learned. Small signs often lead to big pain. This is called emotional pattern detection. The brain tries to protect itself by predicting problems before they happen. But eventually, they become trapped inside their own thoughts. And the worst part? Most people around them simply say, "You think too much," without realizing their mind became this way to survive. Part 5. They feel emotionally numb. After too much stress or emotional pain, some people stop feeling emotion strongly. Not sadness, not excitement, not motivation. Nothing feels fully real anymore. Psychologists call this emotional numbness. It's the brain's emergency defense system. When emotional pain becomes overwhelming, the mind reduces emotional intensity to protect itself. It's similar to how the body becomes numb during extreme physical pain. The problem is, this emotional shutdown also blocks happiness. So many people walk around, smiling externally, functioning normally, while feeling completely disconnected internally. And nobody notices. Part 6. They become independent too early. One hidden sign of emotional struggle is extreme independence. Some people never ask for help, never depend on anyone, never express needs. Sounds strong, right? But psychologically, many hyper-independent people became that way because they had no emotional support growing up. They learned, "I can only rely on myself. No one is coming to save me. Being vulnerable is dangerous." So now they handle everything alone, even when they're drowning internally. And ironically, the people who look strongest outside are sometimes carrying the heaviest emotional weight. Part 7. They remember pain more than happiness. The human brain naturally remembers painful experiences more strongly than positive ones. But for emotionally exhausted people, this effect becomes even stronger. Their mind replays embarrassing moments, betrayals, failures, regrets, painful conversations, over and over again. Meanwhile, happy memories feel blurry and distant. This creates something dangerous. They slowly begin believing life is mostly pain. And once the brain accepts that belief, it starts expecting disappointment everywhere. Part 8. They secretly crave someone who understands. Even the most emotionally closed-off people still want one thing: someone who truly understands them. Not someone who tries to fix them, not fake positivity, not motivational quotes, just someone who listens without judgment. Because deep down, people who've gone through too much are tired. Tired of pretending, tired of explaining, tired of carrying emotional weight silently. Sometimes, one emotionally safe person can heal years of hidden pain. If you relate to this video, there's something important you need to hear. The fact that you survived everything that almost broke you means your mind is stronger than you realize. Yes, pain changes people, but surviving pain changes people too. And healing does not happen overnight. Sometimes healing starts with understanding yourself, being kinder to yourself, and realizing your survival habits are not your identity. You are not too sensitive. You are not too broken. You adapted to difficult experiences the best way your mind knew how. And maybe that version of you deserves compassion, not criticism. If this video felt painfully relatable, comment, "I understand now," and subscribe for more psychology videos that explain the hidden behaviors most people never talk about.